Okay, in this first tutorial we're going to be talking about sex determination versus differentiation, puberty, menopause, and male infertility. So let's start with this determination versus differentiation. Determination is when a gamete commits to either being male or female, and this is because when the two chromosomes from the mother and father mix, that can result in either an XX in their sex chromosomes or an XY. So XX would be female, XY would be male. That's because of this SRY gene, which is on the Y chromosome, which leads to the male differentiation patterns. So basically, determination is genetic, while differentiation is the physical characteristics that are an outcome from this genetic difference between male and females. With differentiation, there can be both external and internal differentiation. So the embryo starts off with the same external genitalia, which are urethral folds, labioscrotal swellings, and a genital tubercle. The urethral folds in males become the shaft of the penis. The labioscrotal swellings become scrotum, and the genital tubercle becomes the glans penis. And the urethral folds of a woman become labia minora, then labioscrotal swellings, labia majora, the glans, the clitoris. The genital tubercle becomes the clitoris in the females. Now, the internal genitalia stem from the pair of ducts, which are the Wolffian for male and the Mullerian for females. So in the females, there are the Mullerian duct is the main duct that progresses, and this the female differentiation is a passive process, so there's no hormones controlling the differentiation. But males, there are Leydig cells, which produce testosterone, and Sertoli cells, which secrete anti-Mullerian hormone. So the anti-Mullerian hormone stops this Mullerian duct from progressing, and the testosterone causes the preservation of that Wolffian duct for males. So put Wolffian. So this is an active process driven by hormones, and this is the female differentiation is a passive process. So moving on to puberty. For males, puberty is the secondary characteristics that form, and this happens at different ages for male and female. And for female, the theory is that the age of onset is determined by your weight, because the weight is what is needed to carry children. So for males, the progression of puberty is number 1. So the acronym is TPPS. So testes, next one, pubes, 3, penis, then 4, sperm. So testes is the testicular development, pubes is the sexual hair, 3 is the growth of the penis, then 4th is the production of sperm. And a way to remember this is a drawing, so that. So testes, pubes, penis, then sperm. There's a way to remember that. I'll get rid of that so people don't get distracted. And then the last one for females, it's the same number, but it's boobs, pubes, grow, and flow. So that's breast development, secondary sexual hair, a growth spurt, and then menarche, aka the first period. So that's a quick recap on puberty. Then we'll go on to menopause. So what is menopause? Menopause is when you pause, aka stop, periods. And that's because there is a lack of eggs within the woman that are either responding to hormones or the number of them. So this typically happens when there's less than 1,000, and this happens at around the age of 50 to 52. And what causes, so the lack of estrogen from these eggs is what causes the symptoms that occur in menopause. So the first symptoms are vasomotor symptoms, and these include things like hot flushes and night sweats. So that's why when you see some people in menopause, they get really hot. Next one is genitourinary problems, so that's like vaginal dryness. The next one is bone metabolism problems, and the main symptom is osteoporosis, which is when osteo bones become more porous so that they're more brittle and they can break easier. And the last one is behavioural / psychological symptoms, and that's like depression, mental confusion, and a loss of libido. And you treat that by giving estrogen, which is because there is a lack of estrogen due to the stopping of the periods and the development of the eggs, which we'll talk about in the next tutorial. But that can lead to cancer if you do it in too high dosing, so that's why I do low doses. And the last one, male infertility. There are 3 types. The first one is when there are, infertility is when there is less than the normal number of sperm. The normal amount of sperm in a male is 20 million sperm per mil. So if there's less than that, or there's something wrong with sperm, that's when you get infertility. The first type of infertility is when there's no sperm. That's called azoospermia. Yeah. The next type is when the sperm can't swim. This means that they're immotile. And the last one is when there's a decreased number of sperm, and that is oligospermia. So what can we do about this infertility? There are 2 main treatments that we talked about. First one is IVF, and that's when you take some sperm, you mix it with an egg. So you have to get a biopsy of both, and then you mix them together, and it can be fertilized. So mix them up. This is for people with a decreased number, because people that have no sperm, there's nothing to mix. Then when they can't swim, they're not able to get into the egg. So the only people that can use that is people with oligospermia. The last one is ICSI, which is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. So this is when you get, you take out an egg, and then you biopsy a testes, and you take out a sperm, and then you kind of inject the sperm into the egg. Now this can be used for people with oligospermia or immotile sperm, but since it is invasive, it's normally not oligospermia. It's for the people that have immotile sperm, so they can't swim. That way you just inject them into each other, and there's no need for the egg to swim, and that will fertilize the egg. So as a recap of everything, determination is when there is a genetic commitment to either male or female, and differentiation is when there is a change in the internal and external genitalia. And then with puberty, for males it's testes, pubes, penis, sperm for the order. Female, boobs, pubes, grow, flow. And for menopause, it's when there's cessation of periods, and there are 4 main symptoms and 1 main treatment. Then male infertility, there are 3 main types and 2 main treatments. 3 types: azoospermia, immotile sperm, oligospermia, and the treatments are IVF and ICSI. And in the next tutorial, I'll be going over the hormones that regulate these processes.